Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Methodology Maths by Pratik Grover sir. Today's topic is solving or finding the roots solutions of quadratic equations using completing the square method. No doubt this method board has last year, not last means the year 2019-20, the board has said that they will not be specifically asking the method to solve the quadratic equation, to find the roots of the quadratic equation, but then too we should understand this method, as this method is important and very easy to understand. Completing the square, the word itself tells us many things. We have to complete a square. I will give the explanation of this topic with the same example given in the textbook. X square plus 4x. This is given x square plus 4x. This x square plus 4x, this can be written as x plus 2 whole square minus 4. This x square plus 4x can be written as x plus 2 whole square minus 4. Now, how could this be possible? Or if I would say, I can write this as x plus 4 by 2 whole square minus 4. X plus 4 by 2 whole square minus 4. I will explain the method. Please stay with me in this video. I will explain the method how we got this. So how would we got x square plus 4s as x plus 2 the whole square minus 4? Think of any unit, means length. Let us take x to be as 3 centimeters. Okay. If x is 3 square, 3, if x is 3, then what would be x square? X square will be 3 cross 3, 3 into 3. So if I'll get a square which is having dimensions 3 cross 3. This is my x square, x cross x, that is I have made x square. Now in this x square 4x is added, means I will add another rectangle over here. The length will be x and the breadth will be 4. I will be adding a rectangle beside the square, so that I will getting length as x, which is already x given here, and breadth as 4. Now this is x square plus 4x. Okay, this is my left hand side. Now I'll make some changes to this figure. It will directly convert to x plus 2 the whole square minus 4. Watch. This 4 into x, this rectangle, if I divide this rectangle into two equal parts, one line will be drawn from here. One line will be drawn exactly from the middle of this box. So these two rectangles, the dimension of these two rectangles will be, this will be 2 and this will be 2. So this will be 2 into x and this will be 2 into x. Out of these two rectangles, I am taking this one rectangle. I am taking this rectangle and I am fitting just below this square. So the new figure which I will get will be something like this. So I got this square x into x. Out of these two rectangles, one rectangle, this rectangle is already over here. This is 2 into x, and this rectangle I have drawn over here with dimension 2 into x. As you can see, this length becomes x plus 2 and this length becomes x plus 2. So if I complete this whole square, means if I add this small square, this one, if I add this small square, it will become a whole square, that is x plus 2, x plus 2. This will become x plus 2 the whole square. But I have added this small box Then I was able to make this whole square. So from this whole square, if I subtract this box, from this whole square, if I subtract this box, I will get x square, 2x and 2x, that is x square plus 4x. So from this whole square, I will be subtracting this small box. This small box is actually 2 and this is also 2, that is 4. 2 into 2, that is 4. So if you can see, x square plus 4x, this has been equated to x plus 2 whole square minus 4. So if any quadratic equation is given to you, you have to complete its first two terms. Means, no doubt, I may be given x square plus 4x plus 3. This may be given to me. If x square plus 4x plus 3 is given to me, then I don't have to take care of 3. I'll only take care of x square plus 4x like this way, and I'll see the 3 that it will be taken into calculation later on. So first two terms. Now why I have written this 4 by 2 over here? Why I have written this 4 by 2 over here? To make you understand how to perform this sum. See, there are two things always when we solve a sum. First, we go into the depth of the topic, that how we attained this formula or this logic. Second, a technique to solve that sum easily. So we are through, we have understood the logic behind the concept completing the square. Now it's our time to understand the trick to solve these type of sums. For that I have written this 4 by 2 over here. Okay, except 2, I am using the number which is already I was having in the question, that is 4x. So now how to solve this? I will be solving only the two examples of the textbook, solved examples, and most probably I will be giving you the sums from the exercise as homework. There are only 3 sums regarding completing the square. Okay, so let us start with the example number 7 on page number 80. It is example number 7. This example will help me to make you understand the trick to solve these type of sums using completing the square method. So example number 7. The question is, solve the equation in example number 3. Okay, the equation I am writing here. (2x square minus 5x plus 3 equals to 0. I have to solve this equation using completing the square. Now I know that using middle term splitting this will become much easier, but using completing the square we have to understand, we have to learn the method. So we will learn how we will do this. First step, see, I am showing you the trick how to do it. Don't ask why we did it, because we have already explained over here that why the two terms can be taken as square of something minus something. We have already explained that. So don't ask me why, but understand the trick how to solve this. Whatever may be the coefficient of x square. See, here 2 is the coefficient of x square. Whatever the coefficient of x square we are having, divide the equation, all the terms, by that coefficient. So if I divide all the terms by the coefficient of x square will have the coefficient equals to 1. Dividing each term by 2. Dividing each term by 2. Why I am dividing by 2? Because the coefficient of x square by 2. So this will convert to x square minus 5 by 2x plus 3 by 2 equals to 0. Plus 3 by 2 equals to 0. This is the first step. Convert the first term x square to be having coefficient 1. So how to convert? Divide the whole equation by the coefficient of x square. If x square was 1 over here, so this step can be skipped. If the coefficient of x square is 1, then this step can be skipped. You can directly move to the second step. As we know, we just need the first two terms. This third term is not required, so first I am taking this third term on the right hand side. You can do this step with the other step, means you can combine two steps, but for explanation I am just splitting the steps. I am taking this 3 by 2 on the right hand side. It will be minus 3 by 2. Now these are the two terms which we understood over here with an example. We understood here with an example. Now x plus 2, see, if it is x square plus 4x, the first term is the square of x, so already we have written x, and the second term is 4x. See, I have used the coefficient of x and divided it by 2. I bluntly used the coefficient of x as a second term and dividing it by 2. So how to solve it? This is the extra step which was not explained in that method, but understand how to do it. X square, write the first two terms as it is. Write the first two terms as it is. Keep a plus sign, compulsory plus sign. Write a number looking at the coefficient of x. The denominator of the coefficient of x, multiply it with 2. Whatever may be the coefficient of x, divided by 2, means multiply the denominator by 2 and keep a bracket over here so that you may understand this is my perfect square, is equals to minus 3 by 2. Minus 3 by 2. And yes, one more thing, this final term which you added, keep a square of it. This final term which you added, I am explaining it again. Keep the two terms as it is, x square minus 5 by 2x. Then add the coefficient of x. See the coefficient of x. Don't see the minus sign. Just see the coefficient of x. That is 5 by 2. Multiply the denominator of that coefficient. Keep it 5 by 4. And keep a square sign over it. Can you see that square sign? This term, 5 by 4 the whole square. 5 by 4 the whole square term has been added voluntarily. So if I have added something, it should be added on the right hand side also. Same term should be added on the right hand side. So on the right hand side, I will be writing 5 by 4 the whole square, because same I have written on the left hand side. Now this left hand side will become my perfect square. This is the perfect square of x minus 5 by 4 whole square. X minus, why minus? Because this middle term will give me this sign. If the middle term is minus, this will be minus. If the middle term is plus, this will be plus. Then the number which we have written in the bracket, that is 5 by 4. I have written that number 5 by 4 and the whole square. This is a perfect square of this, equals to minus 3 by 2 as it is, 5 by 4 whole square, that is it will be 25 by 16. Understood? This will be 25 by 16. So I am writing the equation over here again so that we can have a continuity. X minus 5 by 4 whole square equals to minus 3 by 2 plus 25 by 16. This was the answer we are getting. Now, while we are getting this answer, we will take LCM on the right hand side. Don't solve this left hand side. You already got this as an answer. So don't again open the bracket a minus b whole square. You will again reach that point from which we have started. So the LCM is 16. I will write 16 over here. This will get multiplied by 8. So minus 24. And this will get multiplied with 1. That is plus 25. This will be 1 upon 16. That is x minus 5 by 4 whole square equals to 1 by 16. Now, if I want to remove this square sign, I will square root both the sides. square root both sides. Therefore, this will become x minus 5 by 4. This will become x minus 5 by 4. This will be under root of 1 by 16, but it should be plus or minus. Plus or minus. Why plus or minus? The square root of 1 by 16 may be a positive number, may be a negative number. So we have to write plus or minus. So x minus 5 by 4 equals to plus or minus. See, these two are perfect squares. So 1 upon 4. 1 is a perfect square of 1, 16 is a perfect square of 4. This minus 5 by 4 will go on the right hand side. X equals to plus 5 by 4 plus or minus 1 by 4. As you can see, once you have to add it, the second time you have to subtract it. So x will be equals to 5 by 4 plus 1 by 4, or x will be equals to 5 by 4 minus 1 by 4. 5 by 4 plus 1 by 4 or 5 by 4 minus 1 by 4. So x will be equals to, this will be 6 by 4, or x will be equals to 4 by 4. This get cancelled out, 2 2s are, 2 3s are, 4 4 cancel out, 4 4 1s are. So x will be equals to 3 by 2, or x will be equals to 1. These are the two answers. See, I want to explain this again, but I will take another example. Let us solve example number 8. Let us solve example number 8. The equation given to us is 5x square minus 6x minus 2. 5x square minus 6x minus 2. The first step, divide the whole equation by the coefficient of x square. So if I divide each term by 5, I have to divide each term by the coefficient of x square. Again, please go through each and every step very carefully. So this will become x square minus 6 by 5x minus 2 by 5 equals to 0. See, these type of sums you will not be able to find using middle term splitting, because the answer is irrational to these type of questions. Okay, or it may be yes, it is they are irrationals. Okay, so this type of methods are used for them. I have divided each term with the coefficient of x square. Now writing these two terms as it is, x square minus 6 by 5x, the first two terms should be written as it is, plus what is the coefficient of x? That is 6 by 5. Multiply this coefficient, the denominator, by 2. It will become 6 plus 6 upon 10. Whatever may be the coefficient of x, multiply the denominator only with 2 and keep a square sign over it, equals to this extra term. First take it on the right hand side, that is 2 by 5. See, now I have merged two steps over here. And this extra term which you have added, it should be added on the right hand side also, 6 by 10 whole square. Again I am explaining. Write these two steps, these two terms as it is. See the coefficient of x, multiply the coefficient denominator by 2 and take a whole square of it. Whatever may be the extra term over here, take it on the right hand side. It was minus 2 by 5. After moving to right hand side, it will become plus 2 by 5. Plus the term which you added over here, 6 by 10 whole square, will be written also over here, 6 by 10 whole square. Now 6 by 10 can be written as 3 upon 5. So in both the sides, I will be cutting into 3 by 5. So x square minus, now this becomes a perfect square. See, I am writing that step again, 6 by 5x plus 3 by 5 whole square. After cutting I am writing 2 by 5 plus 3 by 5 ka whole square. After cutting we got this answer. This is a perfect square of, first term is x, middle term is minus, so here minus will come. See the number in the bracket, that is 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 whole square is equals to 2 by 5 plus square will be 9 upon 25. Solving this, you need to find the LCM on the right hand side. 25 will be the LCM. This will be 10 plus 9. Now, don't solve this. If you solve this by a minus b whole square, you will again get this. So, you no need to, from a square minus 2ab plus b square, you got a minus b whole square. Don't again solve and find this. Keep it as it is. Okay. Now, 10 plus 9 upon 25 will become 19 upon 25. We got this answer. I am writing this answer again above. Okay. So we got x minus 3 by 5 whole square equals to 19 by 25. To find x, I have to square root this left hand side. So square root both sides. Square root both the sides. So this will become x minus 3 by 5 and the right hand side will become under root of 19 by 25, and if I am taking under root, don't forget to write plus and minus. Write plus minus under root 19 by 25. This will be x minus 3 by 5 equals to plus minus. 19 is a prime number. So square root remain root 19. It's a non-perfect square. But denominator is 25. It will become 5. Now take 3 by 5 on that side. Minus 3 by 5 will become plus 3 by 5 on going to the right hand side. Plus minus root 19 by 5. As the denominators are same, so no need to take LCM. 3 plus minus 19 by 5. These are two roots, but we cannot solve them. These are two roots. One is 3 plus root 19 by 5 and the other is 3 minus root 19 by 5. So these are two roots, but we cannot solve them. So this is our final answer. Now in exercise 4.3, only the first sum is set to do by completing the square method. So solve them by using completing the square method the same way we have did right now. But the question is, if the root exists, that you have not been taught yet. In the next video, I will be teaching how to check whether the roots are possible or not. After finding the reason that roots are possible, then only you have to find it. So I am telling you the first three equations will be having the root. The fourth one is not having. Fourth one is not having any root. First three are having. So please solve the first three only. The next topic is, our next topic in the next video will be quadratic equation. How to find the roots, solutions using quadratic equations. Till then, stay tuned. Please subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet. Click that bell icon. Okay. Please complete these three questions. If you have any doubts, write me in the comment section below. Thank you.